Okay, I'm going to work on a linear programming problem where we're going to do a sensitivity analysis. And I'm going over a problem out of Chapter 5 out of this book, Introduction to Management Science by Hillier and Hillier. Those authors also make another good book called Production and Operations Management. But this problem's out of this book. And basically, it's a linear programming problem. And I'll let you pause the video and read this, but I already set it up over here, so if you just want to continue to watch what I'm doing, it'll make sense also. But if you want, you can pause the video and read this problem. Like I said. But anyway, I'm going to move on. And so I took that problem and I put it in here and what we need to find, right? So I'm going to take these numbers and put them in here. So we have toys. The unit profit for toys is $3. Sub-assemblies, they're losing $2.50 if they make them in-house. And then this is 2 and 1, minus 1, minus 1. And available is 3,000 and 1,000. And then the rest of these we can calculate. So we could maybe just guess for now. We're going to have Excel figure this out, but we'll just put 10 in here and 10 in here, just so we have some numbers that make sense. So the usage is going to be equal to the sum product of, so sum product is basically going to be this times this plus this times this, right? So you're making 10 of them and it makes 2 each, and then 10 of these and a negative 1 each. So in other words, if you make them, that's one less you would buy, right? So anyway, when you read the problem, it'll make a little bit of sense. So I'm going to take these. Now I'm going to copy this formula down, so I'm going to hit F4 to make that an absolute reference. So when I copy it down, it doesn't go down to the next group of cells. And then I'm going to take that times these. So sum product is a shortcut way to multiply that times that plus that times that. I think you should call it product sum because you multiply and then you add up. So anyway, so then if I drag this down, 1, now it's going to multiply that times that plus that times that. Now that should, it said 10, now it says 0. I guess because I didn't hit enter. Okay, so I thought I made a mistake. So alright, so then this is going to be equal to the same thing, the sum product. But now it's going to be these times these. Now I don't have to F4 that because I'm not going to copy the formula anymore after that. So this is a total profit. Now you can see that there's some slack here, right? Because I haven't used all my available resources, so I could start guessing all these in order to figure out the answer. I'm solving part A here, so I created the model. So now I have to solve. I have to figure what combination of these is going to give me the maximum profit. Remember, we want to maximize this. This is profit. If it was a cost, we'd want to minimize it. Okay? So, so the way we would do that is we could go to Data and then go to Solver. Now, Solver is in your Excel, so if you don't have Solver up here, you just need to turn it on. You can Google on how to turn on Solver on Excel. It's pretty easy to do. It's already installed and you just have to turn it on. So we're going to set my objective as this profit here. And I want to maximize it by changing these two variables right here. Okay? We're going to add some constraints. The nice thing about these, since these are all pointing in the same direction, I can highlight these two. Right? And they have to be less than or equal to these two. And if I go OK, now something funny is going on here, so I'm just going to go, I don't know why I put a constraint there. I'm going to go reset all and start again. Let me try that again. So sometimes Solver acts a little bit weird. I was working some other stuff. I might have it. Alright, so I'm going to maximize that by changing these. And when I add some constraints, these two have to be less than or equal to these two. And go OK. Now I don't have like that blank one in there. I don't know what that was. And then we're going to make this simplex linear programming. Okay, this is a linear program. And then, so we just go solve. And since this is a what-if analysis, we may want to do the sensitivity report right away. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sensitivity and go OK. So it's going to give me a sensitivity report, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this. This is what we're talking about in this problem. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to copy it into here so we can look at it later, in case we want to look at it later. All right. So now, so we've answered. So now we answered part A. So part B. So now we want to take these and solve for where we have these question marks. So we already know we have what they're doing here in this problem. They're varying toys. They're varying toys, and or the unit profit for the toys. Because you don't know, that might not be the actual profit you're making. So what if you make a different profit? How is that going to affect your answer? So that's the question. That's why it's called a sensitivity or what if. So we already have 3 and 250. That's right here, right? So I can just take this and I'm going to right click and go copy. And then here I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste it as a number because I don't want to paste the formula. And we can actually format all these. So I'm going to format them all. I'm going to go to the Home tab, Format Painter. We'll format all these so they kind of look the same. So now we can start doing these other ones. So I'm going to go here equals 2 and then enter. And then I'm going to go back to the solver. I'm going to go solver, solve, okay. So now the answer for 2, I can highlight this and copy it. And again, paste it as a value. And then I can go equals, now we're going to go to 250. And you got to heat this. That's the procedure. Solver, solve, okay. Get your answer, copy it, paste values, and then I could change this. So I already did 3, so I'm going to say change it to 350. Solver, solve, okay. And then 350, copy, paste values, and then we can change it one last time. We can change it to 4. I know I'm going kind of fast, but you can always pause. This is a YouTube video, right? So you can pause it if you have to. And then solver again, solver, solve, okay, and copy that one. Copy, paste value. So we answered that problem. And you can see here now from the sensitivity report, so when we were at 3, the final value was 2,000, right? Because we remember originally had this at 3. In this problem right here, we had 3. So the final value was 2,000, and we can it says here there was 3, right? And the allowable increase was 2. So you can see that you can increase this from 3 to 4. You could actually increase it up to 5, and your answer would be the same. So the solution is this part. So this 2,000 and 1,000, that would be the same. If I increased it, what's 3 plus 2 is 5, right? So we could try it. And if I put in like 4.99, and I go solver solve, you can still 2,000 and 1,000. So the solution is still the same. The profit's different, but the solution is still the same, right? So if I go higher than, so 3 plus, maybe if I go up to 6, and then I go solver solve. It gives me a problem, right? I can't even solve it, right? It's won't converge on an answer. So around 5 is the most you can go. The reason I say around 5 because sometimes it might be 5.01, 4.99. It kind of depends. This is not an exact solution. It's using it's iterative. It's solving it iteratively. So anyway, so you can see how this is a summary here because I went down. So here it says I can decrease by a half, but look here. This says 2.5, and I should be able to decrease. Like I told you, this is not an exact. Maybe 2.51 will work. So let's try 2.51, and go solver, solve. Okay. So 2.51 works, right? But 2.5, so maybe 2.5001 would work. So somewhere around 2.5, very closely, that's where it switches, right? That's what it's trying to. That's how you should interpret this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move this aside, and then so now we can do the next one. So the next one we want to. 'Do. Let me just copy everything. Control C, Control V. So now we're going to move this back to 3. And now we're going to vary these, right? So I'm going to go. Let's go ahead and start at 350 equals 350, and I'm going to solve. Okay, and copy that. Right, and then we're going to go. We're just go again. Do each one. And I'm going to pause the video and finish these so we don't waste your time. Okay, so now I filled those in, and you can see, now we can look at the same sensitivity analysis. And you can see that it started at 2.5. Remember, that was the middle value. It went up. Remember, we didn't know if these could we're looking at the sensitivity of the solution. And you can see that this can go down. It can go up 1, right? So 2.5 to 1.5. It can only go down a half. Now again, oh, by the way, I'm going to, yeah, I can only go down. So down is this direction, right? Up is this direction on the number line. So again, this should, the way you read this should be 2,000, 1,000, because it should be the same, right? If you go down a half. Remember, like I say, if we try like a negative 3.01, I mean negative 2.99, gotta think of, you gotta think like the number line, right? If I go negative 2.9, I mean, at 2.99 negative. So that's on the solution side, right, of 3. So now if I go solve, and see how it's, so this is roughly around 3, right? So that's how you would interpret this. So anyway, so now let's go ahead and do one more. So now we want to do D. So I'm going to show you another way to do it. So I'm going to use a program called Analytic Solver. So if you're taking my class, on the syllabus, I gave you a course code where you can download Analytic Solver for a student price. It comes from Frontline. Basically, you can get that at the store if you go up here and go into add-ins. And I think you go here to like insert an add-in, and you look for Analytic Solver. Now this costs money, right? So depending on how much you're going to get into this type of stuff, you may or may not want that. But this is a program I'm going to show you how to use. So I've already installed it here. So like if you're one of my students, this might be interesting to you, or it might be interesting if you're really into this type of modeling. So what we're going to do, if I click here and open the task pane, you can see it already has my objective as J11. Sometimes it's good to refresh when you do that just to make sure that you haven't changed anything. So this is my objective is J11, which is this. We want to maximize it. Our variables are H11 and I11, which is going to be right here. So that's correct. And our constraints are these have to be less than or equal to these. So it's got all that. But we're going to do, we're going to vary toys again. So I'm going to go here, and this only works if you've installed this program. So I'm going to go equal PSI optimization, and whoops, let me try that again. Equals PSI optimization parameter, and we're going to vary it from the low side of 2 to the high side of 4. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different items. We want to make sure we know that. So I'm going to hit enter. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to reports and optimization parameter analysis. Oh, before I do that, see how I put that in and it's not showing up here? So I have to refresh this again. And now it shows that parameter in there. So since I put that there, now the parameters in our model. And so now I can go to reports, parameter analysis. And I want to show these variables. And I want to show this variable. Now I could have just clicked this and it would have done the same thing. But I'm just showing you what they are. And this parameter I just added, I want to show that in my report. And I'm going to change this to 9 because I want 9 different, see how it has 9 different observations. And then I go OK. And then I can go to my analysis report and I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it into, well, I'll just go ahead and paste it here. So it's obviously something's goofy with it, right? So it should go all the way down to, it should go all the way down, it should go from it should go down to 2.5 and it actually says 3, so what's going on? So that's why, so sometimes I'm trying to figure out why it does that type of thing, because I'll do it again and then it'll actually do it correctly. So so I'd be careful using this until, you know, if anybody has an idea, like one of my students has an idea why that happened, let me know. But I couldn't get that to work. It should be 2,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, then at 2.5 somewhere around there. That's where it changes, right? Just like we had here. It has these numbers, right? 2,000, 1,000. Well, even that is off a little bit, right? So that should be 5,500. Something funny is going on here. 3.5. So let me pause it for a second. Maybe I can figure it out. Okay, I figured out what I did. I didn't set this back to the original negative 2.5. I had that as 2.99. So again, let's try that again now. So now I'm going to go to Reports, Optimization, Parameter Analysis. And I'm going to click all these. And we'll change that to 9. And go OK. Let's see if that looks a little bit better. It won't, and like I say, it won't be exact, but let's see if that looks a little bit better. Okay, so here's 2 and 1,000. So it stays the same here, but see, I don't agree with this one still. So that's why I'm not really sure why this 2.75 should still be 2,000. Remember we said right around 2.51 is where it changes, right? So for some reason that thing's just not doing what it's supposed to do. So so if you're taking my class, it's probably just better to do it manually. All right? So unless if like you're a student, let me know. Or if you're someone that uses Frontline Solver and you're a YouTube viewer, let me know what I did wrong there. Why am I not getting this to work? Give me the same solution that Excel Solver did. Okay, so the other thing I could do, I could try doing this. I can go to a sensitivity report, and it gives me another sensitivity report, and even that's off for some reason. I don't like the way that looks. So so you don't ignore that. Alright, so that's it for my video for today. I showed you how to do it correctly on Excel. So Excel, you would just do these one at a time. You already have these, right? You already have these, and you just have to do a few more to fill them in, right? In order to do the next few questions on here. So anyway, this video is already 18 minutes long, I believe, or 19 minutes long. So that's going to be it for today. You can also do sensitivity analysis on other things. You can also change these numbers, and that's a separate thing, right? If you go here, that's what they're talking about here. You start changing these constraints, the 3,000 and 1,000, and we'll talk about that in another video, hopefully. So that's it for today. So if you like this video, my picture will come up. You can click on my picture to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Ask any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.